YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today guys, we'll be talking about the prediction balance for the month of October. Now excuse me if I'm a bit like unenthusiastic because I got the flu. Bear with me for a bit. So we're gonna do the prediction balance for the month of October, and there's gonna be a lot. Now the reason why I'm bringing out the TCG balance here is because there are some other good points here for the balance. With regards to the Ryzeal and the Manas archetype, and also the banning of the Splash Mage in the TCG was kind of significant. Yeah, let's start off this ban list. Let's bring out first the tier list for Master Duel. So at the moment, the current highest tier for Master Duel is Malice with Ryzeal. Now, Malice has been non-stop, pretty good in the format. Even without the newer supports of backup Ignister and then Wizard Ignister, not to mention the extra deck monster of Allied Code Talker, this deck here is still very formidable. People are still using Terahertz, Access Code Talker. They're still very strong in the format. And the reason for that is because of this main 3 deck monsters here. So the Dormouse, the White Rabbit, and the copy of Underground is one of your best starters for the Mass archetype. Now, in the TCG, they actually placed Dormouse to 1 copy, which is really significant, toning down the deck to an extent that it won't kill it, but it's still pretty much playable. Another good option here is not to limit the Dormouse, but semi-limit the Dormouse and the White Rabbit, which is still pretty significant, but not to an extent that it would kill the deck as well. It will just tone down the deck to an extent. Furthermore, I do think that Malice in Underground needs to be on 2 copies as well, or to 1 copy, and then the rest would be on 3 copies still. Insignificant, I know, but this is still one of the strongest spell cards there is for the deck that gains you an additional extend to your combos. With regards to the hair, people are running 2 to 3 copies of hair in the deck. I don't think that killing this off or semi-limiting this to a number is the best way to go. I think the main 3 would be important rather than the hair. But even so, this is still your enabler for a copy of White Binder or to any other Malice cards so far. Chessicat, insignificant but still very important for the deck to gain you more draw power. I do think that this has a chance of getting banned. Now, bear with me for a bit. The reason why I think so is because they won't touch the Dormouse, the White Rabbit, and Underground, or even the hair, and just kill off the card that is, well, gains you more advantage. So drawing cards is really important for Master Duel. This, insignificant but still very important for the deck, might be a good choice for the ban list on the next month. With regards to the other Ignister cards, or I'm not too sure if they're gonna like hit this though. It's still in its infant stage of the game, and the selection pack is still there anyway. So I'm not too sure if this is gonna be hit or not. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take like 2 to 3 months, roughly. For the extra deck, from the TCG, they actually hit Splash Mage here. Very significant hit for the Malice archetype. If ever that would be hit, then there is no play as far as I've known the Malice deck. So the case here is if ever the Malice gets Lanciad, then their play always goes into a copy of Splash Mage, and then summon your bodies, and then establish a board still. So this remove is basically using Artifact Lancia on 1 Malice card, and that's basically the end of the turn right there. So far so good. That is one of the core things that I want to talk about with regards to the Malice deck. Now, in my previous month, for the prediction balance of September, one comment stated that why aren't you adding Appaloosa? Pretty good choice. Of course it is, because Appaloosa is one of the strongest cards so far for Malice. I do think that this won't get hit because for one minor reason, Master Duel doesn't want to hit some significant extra deck monster that is useful in some other decks, not just for Malice. So if you still remember Chaos Ruler, this is very common in the Dragon Link deck. I'm not sure if this was used in the Tier Element deck though. Please correct me in the comment section below if ever it is. But so far, Chaos Ruler was very common in the Dragon Link. When they hit this, it was a collateral damage to most of the decks so far that relies on the milling capability of Chaos Ruler and the excavate of any light or dark. One of which is my favorite deck, the Chaos Synchro deck. Chaos Ruler is one of those strong cards as well that is very useful in some other decks. Well, it is very broken for a card anyways, not just for Dragon Links. So I think this was somewhat of a like minor example, I would say. But you know, Dragon Link actually like used this to the fullest. Not to mention that this is also a Dragon Monster, so that they can use this for a Link summon, so crazy enough as well. But anywho, back to the topic of Appaloosa. One reason that they don't want to hit this is an important extra deck monster that can be used in some other decks. So with that, let's move on to the next archetype. I think that's overall or everything that I want to talk with regards to the Malice archetype. Yeah, so far that's good. Okay, so let's move on with Ryzeal. Now Ryzeal is in a pretty good spot. They don't have newer supports. Back to the TCG here, they had X Ryzeal to 1, which is kind of good, I would say, and nothing more. One other key card that I want to like tone down or to semi-limit is a copy of 7th Tachyon. Although you can still access this card with a copy of 7th Ascension. 7th Tachyon is one of those important stuff that, you know, grants you access to any monster from your deck by just revealing any extra deck monster with a number on it. Well, any number from 100 to 107, I think? I forgot. Well, 107, yeah. So what I see here is if X Ryzeal is going to be on 1 copy, which is very significant for the deck, the rest of the Ryzeal cards shouldn't be touched. If this is still on 2 copies though, significant enough, I think the copy of Ice would be the next hit to 2 copies. And that's basically it. The deck is still pretty good still on these numbers here. It is in a spot where you don't want to hit the cards for the banlist. You just need to hit 1 more. So it's in the right spot. It's on the gray area of the banlist. With regards to the extra deck, I can't see any like crazier cards. I think this is just some fun tidbit for the deck. I mean, Crooked Cook is an annoying card. Just summon this to the field and basically you can just wait out for the entire turn and that's it. But anywho, it's just the main deck monsters and the 7th Tachyon that's primarily my main goal to semi-limit. So far, Ryzeal is in a spot where it's pretty good. So with that is Ryzeal. Quick talk with Ryzeal. So far, there ain't no other like important decks that needs to be toned down or needs to be hit in Master Duel. I know Tier Elements got their newer supports. I mean, it's not them. It's basically every selection pack that comes out. So every selection pack, Tier Elements is gonna capitalize on some other like weird engine that they would take advantage of. So far, the recent one is with the Gem Knights and with the ability to just send any Tier Element monster from your deck to the grave is amazing. Now, I don't think that there's any significant decks here so far that can be hit for the banlist other than Malice and Ryzeal. So back to the TCG banlist here, as I might see here, they actually remove Splash Mage, which is very important. I'm not gonna talk about the Anchor Soul because we haven't gotten the newer supports yet. Hopefully we'll get the newer supports by next month or next month. I'm hoping for that. The Moon of the Close 7 is a really strong card for the Fiendsmith engine. I think that's one of the reasons why they placed Fiendsmith Lacrima and then removed the Close 7, just to like enable Fiendsmith back into the game, but not enable Fiendsmith to cross from any random monsters into Fiendsmith. So I think that's basically it. But yeah, so far, oh yeah, the Poplar and the Ash is 2 important or key cards for the deck of Snake Eyes. This back to 3 copies, if ever, for Master Duel is quite insane. If ever this goes back to 3 and 3, I think we're gonna have back Snake Eyes Fire Kings, which is very formidable. That's it so far. Unlimited copies for Lightning Storm. Crazier. Okay. So, I know, yeah, they semi-limited Branded Fusion from 3. Okay. So that is basically it for the banlist, guys. What are your predictions? Oh wait, this is Wait, what? This was actually limited to 1 in the TCG? I never thought. I thought this was actually 3 copies. Who would have thought? Sorry, I haven't really checked the TCG currently. So yeah, this was actually 1 to 2. Oh, alright. Anywho, so those are the ban list or my prediction ban list for the month of September. What are your thoughts on the ban list? Tell me in the comment section below. If I miss anything, please feel free to comment down below. And that's basically it. Keep safe, good luck guys. If you want more contents like this, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.